Hey, yo, this is Longevity with BringingDownTheBand.com and the New Old Heads podcast, bringing you some hip-hop news. So yesterday on Revolt TV, Revolt TV's YouTube page, they released a video called Diddy Talks About Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and the Launch of a Black Political Party, which is a sit-down interview with Sean Diddy Combs, which you obviously probably know from Bad Boy Records. Also, but he's being interviewed by Charlamagne Tha God, who you know from The Breakfast Club. In this 30-plus minute interview, Diddy goes on to talk about why a black political party is necessary. It's actually called Our Black Party, and you can actually visit more information by going to ourblackparty.org. But Charlamagne asks Diddy a handful of questions. Diddy goes into responding. I'm going to share a handful of the clips of them talking about more of the specifics on everything, but feel free to hit the link in the description if you want to watch the full thing. But yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to play it. You guys can make up your own determination on how you feel about it, of course, as always. And if you want to get into some of these conversations with us, the New Old Heads, make sure you check our show out live every Tuesday from 9 to 11 at twitch.tv/bringingdowntheband. All right, peace.
From Trayvon Martin, I've been trying to figure out like how can we end this? Trying to think about solutions, because you could be angry, and you could march, you could protest, and people could hear you, but that don't mean that they're making any changes. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was us looking within ourselves and saying, let's not wait for these people to come and save us. Let's not wait for the Democratic Party. Let's not wait for government. Let's own our politics. Mm-hmm. Black politics. We need to own that. We need to have a platform, an institution that's going to support and breed young black politicians and social leaders that have integrity, not just in the quiet rooms, publicly.
One question about race in the first presidency.
One question about race, and I was hurt. I didn't feel like Joe Biden really defended us. I want to make sure we don't miss the importance of this time. Mm-hmm. We've never had a political party. We wasn't born Republican and Democrat. We don't even get we don't get talked about. Mm-hmm. We're not a topic of conversation. And we can stand by and keep on doing the same thing. Yes. Right now, let's stay focused on Trump. But let's start to fight for our futures. And politically, the only way to do that is by what we're doing with our Black Party.
So what impact do you hope to have in advancing our political interests with our Black Party?
You know what it's about? Is like-minded people being able to have a place that they can meet and they can contribute. Mm-hmm. Because it's not about one person. This whole thing is set up on unity. Will we be able to finally have black unity? Because if we don't, we're on the verge of becoming extinct.
So what does black political power look like to you?
Black political power, it's all rooted in the education, and to be in control of our destiny. Not putting it in somebody else's hands that's coming from outside of the community or doesn't have the community's best interests at heart. And that's success. To me, it's the local election. It's not the presidential election. Mm-hmm. It's the local elections. In our neighborhoods, who's running our neighborhoods? Who are the judges that are being elected into office that's mm-hmm. jailing us, that's keeping the same insanity? Mm-hmm. We got to be able to bang on another sophisticated level. And it's not hard to understand. This is not like a hard sell. But this is the most dangerous thing we could do. This is one of the biggest threats. This, in us weaponizing our vote and weaponizing our dollar is a nightmare.
It's good. It's good to hear you say that, because a lot of people initially, when you first said what you said about holding your vote, they immediately was like, Diddy's rich. He wants to see Trump in the White House because it helps rich folks like him. So they thought that you was trying to sabotage the election.
People don't really know me. Like, I'm blessed that I have the money to start this political party. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna make no apologies for how much cake I get. Mm-hmm. That has empowered me, but I know once I get it, I'm going to fund the revolution. I'm a black nationalist. Now, I'm unapologetically black. I have to take care of the tribe first. I cannot sit here and watch. This is my blood family. How you think I'm gonna be? I can't worry about nothing else. I love everybody. But right now, I gotta make moves and I gotta use my power for the advancement of black people because we last.
Have you ever even thought about voting Republican for financial gain because of the tax bracket you're in?
No, that money's not all right. All I gotta do is get to action. I don't care if you understand it, you don't understand it. I'm a warrior. I've been in head-to-head with these folks in corporate America. You know what I'm saying? Like when they ask the question, is there systemic racism? And nobody answers the question. I'm like, yo, no, hold on. This systemic racism, they trying to keep their foot on the neck up to my level, up to Jay-Z's level, up to LeBron's level. It's an illusion of inclusion by just a couple of us. So I could sit back here in the crib, but I'm not with that. I'm from that same block. I'm a frontliner. I'm with the smoke at any time, no matter where my address is at. We're in a war. This shit is not a fucking game. Everybody needs to wake up. I'm ringing the alarm. I'm having to start right now to organize and to come together and so we could build our political army unapologetically for the things that matter to us.
Do you believe there's a way to vote and support like your personal interests and the interests of your people as a whole?
Yeah. See, when you at our Black Party, we love free-thinking, free-minded people and individuals. That's all we want in life, is to be able to be free and to be able to think as free as we want. But you have a responsibility to your people to ride on what they riding with for the betterment of the good of the whole overall tribe. We are a people that have been abused the most. And we gotta start biting their legs off.
That's right.
You know, when they put their foot on our neck, we gotta start biting that shit off. When they shooting us in the back, we gotta start defending ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing gonna stop unless you stop it. It's black insanity. We have to get off of this. We have to wake up and see what's going on. The world is watching.
Because it's such an easy conversation to have in regards to blackness. Whether it's the way coronavirus impacted our communities, whether it's police brutality, all those underlying conditions that the black community was already facing, coronavirus exposed. So it's an easy conversation to have, and they're still not willing to have it. I feel like you're approaching this the way you would approach corporate America.
I'm really approaching it like a war. Like for me, the only way to really be honest about it is I have to declare war.
But isn't that what you did to corporate America, so to speak?
Yeah, but anything that's, you know, that is about oppressing us and keeping us down, nah, I want to break its neck. I want to run it out of town forever. So I'm not like, nah, this is what we doing. We're gonna do it legally. All right? We're gonna do it legally. We're gonna play y'all game, but we're gonna play that game better. Because these older cats that's running for office, these white-haired older cats, they about to be dead.
That's
these
right.
kids out here, they wanna live, they wanna fucking thrive. They can't thrive if it keeps on going in this direction. And you know, this election is an example. This is a tipping point because they haven't talked about the youth and they haven't talked about black people. I haven't even heard them talk about Latinos. They're not even talking about us. They're in a reality fucking freak show playing a game and people are losing their lives. And so that's why this time is so important. And this time for us to mobilize and to not be scared and to do something. Why have we never had our own black political party? Fuck that. We're doing it now. I don't care if it's just 1,000 of us. It's 1,000 real ones, which it should be millions. It should be every person that's a part of the community. You know, if you could sign up for Instagram, you could sign up for our black party.
It sounded to me like you think we're on the verge of a civil war.
If Trump gets elected, I really do believe in my heart there'll be a race war. And that's why this message is not just to black people. You know what I'm saying? This message is to everybody. You know, this man is really trying to turn us against each other and put us in a situation. And you gotta understand, America messed up. They flooded the hood with guns. So I don't know this notion of we don't have guns.
They plotted to kidnap the governor of Michigan. White supremacists. So that what you're saying is true. Yes, it's going to be violent. There's going to be problems, and he's stirring it up.
Yeah, and so I feel the way we can stop us from getting to that point of violence is all unifying together and voting him out. This whole thing is set up even at my level. You know what I'm saying? Even at the level of hip hop. You know, things are set up to try to stop us from growing and being as great as we want to be. So the same thing with Revolt. I had to go and really go to war with all of the distributors. And people have fell in line, but it's not easy. It's not easy for me, for Jay, for Oprah. They still treat us like niggas. I don't want nobody to get it twisted. Whatever we are right now, we could probably be 10 times bigger. So we starting right now with our political power, and then we're going to owning our economics. And war will be waged on corporate America that takes advantage of our dollars and thinks we're not going to fight back.
Do you think we spent too much time glorifying like rap and entertainment and athletics, and we weren't encouraging our kids to be elected officials, you know, be politicians, be police officers, whatever it was? You think we spent too much time focusing on people on the wrong things?
Not at all. I think the people that have made it, it's important now that we don't become an illusion of inclusion.
Okay.
The people that made it are definitely points of inspiration globally. You know, because this is a global problem. You see what's going on in Nigeria.
Word.
You see what's going on around the world. This is a global problem, the whole global diaspora. Us making it and hip-hop being at the forefront and sports being at the forefront, that was a part of the evolution. In entertainment, now we have to break down the doors into other fields. You know, it has to go from inside out. So everybody we hire and people we do business with, we got to make sure that they really have African-American diversity. So we got to weaponize our vote, and we got to weaponize our economy. Right now, we're talking about the solution for the vote, for voting, and for politics. You're going to have to fight a war for us to own our economics, and we're going to have to fight a war for us to own our politics.
Biden's decision to pick Kamala Harris as his running mate, that didn't convince you that he was for the black community in any capacity?
It was a historic, beautiful day. You know, and just having 3 girls and having them be able to witness that is great. It pushed me, it moved me. You know, black women have, you know, got us to this point. To see him recognize that, I started feeling a little bit better. I think we all did start to feel a little bit better. And it's helpful that we will have her in there because we need to keep her and him accountable. And at least we have, somebody that we could dialogue with. Somebody that we could relate to in office. But his cabinet is going to have to reflect that. And that's why, our black party is going to keep that pressure on. He has 4 years of pressure as we mobilize and we build this thing. We're going to be in their face, in the administration's face, talking about our agenda.
I refuse to believe that nobody from that camp reached out to you.
The regular, just the regular ways of, wanting to get celebrities to support it. It's not just about this election. I'm trying to come up with a solution for future elections.
So when you said hold your vote, they reached out and they was like, well, how can we get you on board? How can we get you on?
I didn't have conversations. I don't really like, really getting on the phone and talking to politicians. I didn't meet and really talk to Obama until, after he was out of office. So with politics, I try to stay away from that. It's like Trump's camp tried to reach out. But my thing wasn't, how can I get one of them in office? My thing is, how can I end this black insanity of us continuing to be a part of a team that doesn't love us? How can we create our own team?
Let me ask you a question. Will voting prevent bloodshed? Meaning like, okay, we get Trump out, will that prevent bloodshed?
I think the only thing that will prevent bloodshed is if they stop killing us. I don't think that us as a people can handle like one more hashtag. I know we're at the breaking point. There's a new Negro, and that new Negro That new black person is not scared, is not fearful, they're not afraid to die. They understand that this is life and that violence has to be an option. What will give us some time to really step into the momentum of the unity and love is let's get Trump out of office. If Trump's in office, there's gonna be bloodshed.
Well, then you're gonna have Trump's supporters who pissed off that he's not in there no more. So they're gonna get buck regardless.
Yeah, if they get buck.
We got a nuck.
No, if they get buck, I wish they would.
Word. Word. Mm-hmm.
They get buck, we're gonna eat their arms off. Mm-hmm. We're not gonna keep on playing with these people. Mm-hmm. You know? We have one job first right now, and that's to get Trump out of office. And then what we could do that is a nonviolent action is we could mobilize and organize politically.
Yeah, you know, when you keep talking about mobilizing and organizing, that's literally all you've been doing your entire career, though.
Yes.
Like, you mobilize people to go to the liquor store. You mobilize people to buy records. You mobilize people, you know, to buy clothes. Like, you should be able to do that when it comes to politics.
You have a lot of scary people. People are with, you know, incremental change. That's not going to get us anywhere. If we stay on this trajectory, in 30 years, we'll have zero wealth. And all of that is tied back to if we unify. If we don't unify politically, we don't unify economically, and most importantly, we don't unify in love, then we're not gonna last. They have us on a planned trajectory for 30 years for my daughters and sons to be broke. Everybody to be broke, like zero wealth.
I wonder if we should be the ones having these conversations, or should we be standing by the people who really, really do this for a living and empowering them?
When I build my businesses, I put best in class in there. So our Black Party is gonna have best in class in all areas, people from our community. And we have to unapologetically do that. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people are in big positions. You may be working at Google, you may be working at this bank. You have to come and give that information to your people. So it's bigger than me, and it's bigger than any one of us.